Five rules every girl should never forget. If you're a girl that don't want to mess up your life in 2026, then these are very important rules that you need to memorize. Never forget it, for these words are going to be the guide to having the life you want. This is going to be the guide to help you not be deceived, to help you not navigate this world, navigate relationships blindly. Okay, so you do want to stay till the end. Let's dive right into it. The first rule is do not give up your dreams for anyone. Repeat after me. I will not give up my dreams for anyone. See, there is nothing that anyone can give you that would fill in the void not fulfilling your destiny is going to occupy. Nothing can compare, nothing can fill in the void, nothing can make you feel fulfilled, nothing can make you feel happy, nothing can make you feel whole the way the dreams, the talents, the desires God has put into you and you achieving all of those things will make you feel. One of the most important things that we come to this earth for is to fulfill purpose. So if you don't do that, you're literally empty, you're literally an empty carcass. Marriage, children, they are not the things that you're called to do. Anybody can be a mother, anybody can be a wife. That's like a general rule for everybody. It's like saying that what you're called to do is to have a BSc. Everybody has BSc. Well, not everybody, but anybody can have a BSc. Everybody's entitled to have a BSc. Everybody can have a BSc. It is not a dream. It is not a purpose for anybody. It's just one of those things that we do as Nigerians, as human beings, as learned people. Get a degree. Same thing, get married and have kids. It's just baseline. It's a baseline of all achievements. Your purpose, the things that you're birthed to this earth to achieve, cannot be replaced with any other thing. So do not give it up for any man. Do not give it up for any nonsense marriage. Do not give it up because you're having kids. Trust me, the worst thing you can do is die unfulfilled. It is better you're on the track to fulfilling purpose than not fulfilling it at all, than not even being on that track or trying to fulfill it at all. You need to remember the parable of the men, the people, three people that God gave talent, and the one that decided to hide his talent and not fulfill what God has brought him to the earth to do. The gifts God gave him, he decided to hide it. It is so serious that God literally said he's going to cast him into outer darkness where there is gnashing of teeth. Do you know how many people God has cast into darkness? The only person God casted into darkness where there is gnashing of teeth that's recorded in the Bible is the first people he said he's going to cast are liars. He said he will put them with their father, which is the devil. The second person is the devil himself. That's the first person actually is the devil. The second persons are liars. The third persons are literally people that decide not to fulfill their purpose. And I don't know why when people are talking about submission and sacrificing for marriage and relationship, the pastors conveniently forget this part of the Bible. So nothing is going to be more fulfilling than actually fulfilling your purpose on earth. Number 2, no one is coming to save you. This is a very important rule, especially for we ladies. Nobody is coming to save you. See, there's this thing and there's this syndrome where we just feel like we can be saved in some way. Marriage could save us. We're going to probably marry a man that's going to be feeding us, taking care of the house, which is a myth because, yeah, it could start off like that at the beginning, but later on you start to see that you're paying for it, and the payment for it is actually something money can never buy. So as at that point when you're receiving the shock of your life, you've already agreed to something that is literally sapping your soul, and something that it won't be easy for you to leave because you probably don't have money. You probably don't have the resources. You probably have not even equipped your mind enough to figure out a way to get out of that situation. So it's literally going to be a trap. The mentality that a man could come and save you, somebody will come and save you, is one of the biggest ways to entrap yourself in a ditch, in a hole, in a life that you won't be able to save yourself from. Number three, never forget that you're part of the society and you can also make your own rules. And never forget that you don't have to succumb to the rules of the society. What makes the society? Human beings, we make the society. What would the next generation live by? What we lived by? We are literally the ones that are setting the pace for the next generation. So don't forget that you have the autonomy, especially in 2026. What a good century to be born, especially now that the feminists have done the work for us to some extent. Are we there yet? No, we're not even close. But we have so many benefits to ride on. We have education, we have rights to properties, we have right to bank accounts, and all those awesome benefits. Okay, you don't have to be subjected under a man to be able to be seen or to have access to something as simple as housing, a bank account in society anymore. What a good century to be alive as a woman. So you need to not forget that you can take hold of these advantages to make your life better, to make yourself happy. You don't have to succumb to the oppression of the society or patriarchy. You don't have to bow to that. Don't forget that you're part of the society and you can make your own choices. You can also start setting the pace for other people that are like you in the next generation to come, your children, your children's children. Do not forget that you don't have to follow the crowd. You don't have to follow the wind, the direction of the wind. You can move against the direction of the wind. You can move against the crowd. The crowd is actually, unfortunately, the crowd are mostly wrong. And that is where the part of the Bible, I reference the Bible a lot because I'm a Christian, and that's basically one of the major things I've known all my life. Okay, the crowd being wrong most of the time is also a reference to the Bible verse that says, the narrow road is the one that leads to heaven, and the broad way is the one that leads to hell. So the crowd, most of the time, are actually wrong. To back this rule and this point, there was an experiment that was made, or a study. Should I say a study? No, an experiment actually that was made where the first person was in a room, right? And when a bell will ring, the person will stand up and sit down again. The second person came in. No, I think there were about two people in the room. There were two people in the room, and a bell will ring, and two of them will stand up and sit down again. When the third person came in after a while, and the bell rang, and those two people stood up and sat down again. The bell rang again. Those people stood up and sat down again. The third time the bell rang, the third person decided to join them, stood up and sat down again. He did not ask why they are standing up and sitting down. He just joined them. I think it was an interview, right? It was an interview where they told them that they should not talk to the next person. They should not make any noise and all that. So the person could not ask the other people, and why are you people standing when the bell rings? Just because he saw them standing when the bell rang, he decided to stand up with them. And then when the fourth person came in, he saw them do it multiple times and joined them again. In an hour, that space was filled with 20 people standing up whenever the bell rings and sitting down without knowing why they are standing up when the bell rings and sitting down. That is how the society works. People set rules, people set traditions without questioning. They follow traditions. Some people just wake up one day and set a tradition that benefits them, because every tradition that was ever being set is to the benefit of somebody. The person stood up, made that tradition, and every other person followed suit. They don't ask questions, they just follow. So do not forget that you're part of the society and you have an autonomy to move against the crowd. The fact that you walk into a room and 20 people are standing and sitting down when a bell rings doesn't mean you shouldn't ask them why they're standing up and sitting down when it rings. Doesn't mean you should join them. You can decide to sit down and not stand when the bell rings. The fourth rule you should never forget is there is no reward for suffering. There is no reward for suffering. It's self-explanatory. There is no explanation to this point. And after saying this point, another point came into my head, so I'm going to be saying it. That means this whole rule is going to be 6, right? Let me make this number 5. The fifth rule is you cannot be a baby girl and accumulate wealth at the same time. Let me say that again. You cannot be a baby girl. Okay, the whole baby girl, I want to be a baby girl, I don't want to do anything, I don't want stress, I want to live the soft life. You cannot absolutely 247 be living the soft life and accumulate wealth. That is why I started with the second point saying no one is coming to save you. You have to get up and be a woman. You have to get up and be a functioning member of the society. You have to get up and be a complete human being. And what's a complete human being? Who is a complete human being? Somebody that fends for themselves and takes care of themselves at the same time. So there's that whole idea of, oh my God, I'm a baby girl, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not going to work. It is a myth. It is a myth that's going to gradually destroy your life and give you a very rude awakening. Trust me, I'm very pampered. Okay, I came from a kind of family setting where I literally have things done for me. Da, 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 da. Like I said, I'm a pastor's child. I have, there are people always willing to help. There are people always willing to show up for their pastor. So I lived, let me just say I've been spoiled for the longest time. And I had to wake up to the rude awakening that in reality, when you enter the real world, you have to stop being lazy. You have to stop being indisciplined. You have to wake up to the reality of life. If you don't fend for yourself, if you don't take care of yourself, somebody would act as if they are coming to save you, but they will take something away from you that money cannot buy. So wake up. Nobody is going to take on your burden and still treat you like a complete human being. Nobody's going to do that. They will treat you like a child, whether now or later. It is just the dynamic of life. My father used to say something. He used to say, let me take this to the romantic side of things. He used to say that in a family where the husband takes care of the entire financial responsibility of the wife, he says that the relationship gradually moves from partnership to parenting. So basically, you stop being a partner and they start treating you like a kid. They start treating you like a child. They start treating you like a baby. So wake up to that reality before you entangle yourself in a situation that you can never come out of. The last button on the list, which is kind of something I've already explained before, free things from strangers is going to cost you what money cannot buy. Like I said, I already explained this particular point in different ways, different English. Free things will cost you what money cannot buy. Somebody's giving you free things, somebody's just being there, taking care of you. And by somebody, I mean a man. You know what I mean? And it doesn't even have to just be a man, even maybe your brother. You're just there, you're not moving forward, you're not even showing signs that you're trying to do something with your life. You're just stagnant. Your brother is the one sending you money, taking care of you, doing everything for you. You lost every respect, you lost every autonomy. He starts to dictate your life. That is just how natural it gets. See, a husband that pays for everything and then starts to dictate every move, starts to dictate everything, your choices, and starts to dominate in a way that you become, in a way that you fade away. Okay, even down to the food that we're cooking in the house, it becomes what he wants to eat. It becomes what he likes to eat, how he likes it made. Everything becomes how he wants it. A lot of times, apart from the whole patriarchy thing and men that just want to dominate unnecessarily for no fucking reason, pardon me, apart from that, it is the natural form of things that somebody that is taking care of everything that has to do with you financially is going to one day want to control you. It is just the way life works. The person is not a bad person. That is just how it works. Even you yourself that you're feeling oppressed, if you are taking care of the need of somebody from A to Z, one day you're going to feel entitled to that person's existence. That is just how life is. The person, that doesn't mean the person is a bad person. It's like getting hungry and you want to eat. That's how it is. It's as natural as breathing, as blinking, as waking up in the morning and you're hungry and you need to eat. It is as natural as that. The person is not wicked. That's just how it is. If you subject yourself to that point, the person starts to feel like they have the right to your autonomy, to your freedom, and to dictate your entire existence. So don't dwell on the myth of, oh, I want to be pampered by this person forever. That's not how it works. You're going to pay for that, and you're going to pay for it with something that money cannot buy. That's all, you guys. Thanks for staying this long. I know this video is not very long, and I'm actually glad. I usually don't like making long videos as opposed to what you guys think. It's just that sometimes I have to explain certain points so you guys can get it. Okay, as you guys are my precious babies, my precious girls. Let me not say babies before you start feeling like, I'm older than this girl and she's calling me baby. Can you imagine? What effrontery. Just joking. So you guys, thanks for watching. If you have anything to contribute in the comment section, please leave a comment. If you don't have any comment, just leave a heart emoji. I just want to feel your presence, okay? Thanks for watching, you guys. If you have any points to add, put it in the comment section. If you're opposing any of my points, also put it in the comment section. I like a good conversation and a good counter point of view as well. So let's have the conversation in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video, you guys. And don't forget to join the Every Girl Tribe community by subscribing to this channel. Also, I forgot to introduce myself. So if you're new here, hello, my name is Mary, and you can call me Intentional Diva. And the words that come out of my mouth will change your life. And that's because it's my mandate. And my mission is solely to the women, to the females, to the ladies. So I'm here for you guys. This is a safe space. Don't forget to join the community. Bye. Don't forget, you guys, you are enough, and God has given you everything you need to succeed. All you need to do is push. Bye.